What's going on, guys? Matt Downs with Trick 10s here. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the most underrated motors of all time, the Yamaha two-stroke. Now, back before all these new four-stroke engines came out that were easily upgraded from a 9.9 to a 20 with a simple ECU swap, just like this Tohatsu motor right here, these things were the cream of the crop. They still are. Now, this motor right here, it's beautiful. It is intact perfectly. There's not a scratch on this thing. I doubt that it's even been ran 50 hours. This has been sitting in a buddy of mine's garage for 10 years. It's a 2009 model. It's the last year that they made these Yamaha two-stroke engines in the United States. You can still buy these from Europe. They're called the Euros. It's the same exact engine, same exact parts. They just don't sell them in the United States anymore due to EPA regulations. Now, this motor right here will outlast any of these new motors, these Tohatsus, Suzuki's, Mercury's, I don't care what they are. This thing will last forever. If I had to choose between a brand new four-stroke Tohatsu or this old Yamaha, if I was going to be taking this thing, this was the only motor I was going to have forever, I wasn't going to be able to get new parts, I would definitely choose this one. It doesn't have all the fancy electronics in it. It's a very simple motor, and I'm going to pop this cowling off and show you guys exactly how to upgrade this unit right here into a 15 horsepower. To put this into comparison, the motor that was running on the Creature build was the same exact motor as this Yamaha 9.9 with 15 horsepower upgraded reeds. It was running 24.2 miles an hour. Now, Billy upgraded to this same Tohatsu 9.9 with a 20 ECU upgrade in it, so it's 5 horsepower more, and it's only running 26 miles an hour. And the weight difference is about 50 pounds. These motors are workhorses, and they're basically bulletproof. I'm gonna give you all the once-over of this motor and let you see just how immaculate a shape this thing is in. And then I'm gonna pull the cowling off. I'm gonna show you how to upgrade this thing. Let's get back to work. All right, so this motor is the nicest and in best shape I have ever seen any of these outboards. I mean, the inside of this thing looks just as fresh as the outside does. Now, this thing is very, very simple to work on. Let me show you right here. Up in this front, you have your carburetor right here. And right behind that, you can see right there where that gold is at. Those are your reeds. All this stuff is stupid simple to come out of here. We're going to take these screws out off the face, take this air box off, then you take this whole carburetor out, and the reeds just pull right out. We'll pull this apart and we'll see if this thing is upgraded. It might already have the 15 horsepower reeds in it. If not, all you got to do is put them in there, put the whole thing back together. It's that simple. All right, so I'm going to show you guys just how clean this motor is. I mean, this thing is 14 years old and it's still heavily greased. I mean, it's in immaculate shape. So what we've got to do, we've got to replace these reeds. You see that copper or goldish colored piece right there? Bronze, whatever it is. That is the reeds. They basically, that's the flange of it, and they sit up inside here. So in order to get this off, we're going to have to remove this air box, a couple of bolts here, and then those bolts actually run all the way through. So those are the only 2 bolts holding all of this together right here. The carburetor, the reeds, everything. 2 bolts. We will have to disconnect this. This is very simple. This thing has a little plastic clip on it. It flips up. Pull that one out. And then this one right here has a screw on it. I'd recommend you put a little mark on this metal rod right here with a Sharpie so you know exactly where it was set up. But more than likely, that's exactly where you want to have it set up. And after you remove this, take those 2 screws out, all this will pull right out. You can pull those reeds out and see if they're already upgraded or not. Pretty simple. Let's get back to work. All right, so this is our reed plate right here. Our reeds up inside of here. Now, I do not think this one's been upgraded. I think this is the stock 9.9s. You'd be able to tell when I pull this thing out of here because the 15s are opened up and the 9.9s are pretty much closed and they're pretty much touching. Now, what that does is allows air to pass through there. The bigger reeds allows more air to pass, and that's how the engines work. They have gas, they have combustion, and they have air. So we are going to have to remove this hose right here. It's got a little retainer ring on it. And then these 2 bolts on the bottom and another 10mm bolt up top. Pop this thing out of here. We'll see what she looks like. Let's go back to work. Okay, So we got our reed plate pulled out. These are 15 reeds. As you can see, these metal pieces, the silver pieces on either side, they would basically be touching this little rubber piece right here. As you can see on the sides, right here, there's flaps. You got 1, 2, 3 flaps. Those flaps opens up when the exhaust is pushed through here. And now normally these would be tight up against it. So they'd only open up about 1/8 of an inch, and it wouldn't be able to get as much air coming through here. With the 15 reeds, you can see it opens up a lot more than 1/8 of an inch, probably close to 3/8 of an inch on either side, gives you a lot more speed. Look at how clean this thing is up inside here though. I mean, this engine is immaculate. It's basically brand new. This is a sick engine. I really almost want to keep this thing for myself just because it's a diamond in the rough. You know, it's 14 years old. You're not going to find anything like this. It's just not possible. But we're going to put this thing back together. Got our 3 bolts to put back in there. Slide this little retainer ring back up. Put the rest of this stuff together up in the face. We're going to put this thing on the Venom boat, and we're going to take it out and try it. And if it runs the way I think it will, I think we're going to hit speeds of about 26.5 miles an hour. Let's get this thing put back together. All right, it's all put back together. Very stupid simple. So I had to snap this piece on right here. This is for your linkage. This is for your throttle. This is for your choke down here. It's good to go. Just tighten those 2 bolts up through your air box. They run all the way through everything. It's so simple. I mean, this motor is so small. It's just right here. The whole head of it in the block is small, but it's very powerful. And this thing is damn near bulletproof. I mean, everything in here is made out of metal. It's all constructed very well. There's not much electronics. Nothing compared to these newer motors like the Daihatsu or the Suzuki, but I am going to show you how to make your 9.9 Daihatsu or your 9.9 Suzuki into a 20 horsepower outboard. I'm not going to do that in this episode, but it will be happening very shortly. I'm going to put the cowling back on this, and I'm going to install this onto the Venom build. I'm going to take this thing out to the water and run it. This is a very simple upgrade, and if you're lucky enough to come across one of these, it's in good shape, I suggest you pick it up. This one I'm going to sell for $1,600, and that is an amazing price. Considering that the newer 4-strokes are over $3,000, this thing is a beast. I'm going to get the cowling back on this thing, and we're going to put this thing on the water and try it. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. I'll see y'all next time. We're going to get back to work.